Hello, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to see if I can fix the little rusty spot on the top of the door on the Celica. You may have seen in the last video where I retrimmed the door cards. I actually showed the little rust spot on the top of the actual driver's door next to the mirror. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Actually, it's only a very small little patch, which should be quite an easy fix. So what I'm going to do first, I think, is strip the door card off again and remove the top trim, which would probably be a bit of a pain in the bum, but a little bit of brute force and ignorance should fetch it off. Right, so the sun is out and it's a lovely day. Took the door card off. That came off really easy because you've seen the last video, I actually took that off to actually do the retrimming, and the actual panel here, the top trim, was a real pain actually to get off. I didn't do it on camera because I needed both hands and I didn't want to put too much swearing in the video. But there's a little screw this end here, just one single screw, and then if you take your door card off and lower your window down, you've got a little patch here. I managed to get a flat screwdriver just under that clip there, a bit of rust there coming through, so I have to treat that as well. And then I managed to get my hands and my fingernails underneath and just prise it up very, very slowly all the way along, and it came off without actually bending, which I was quite pleased about. So what I can do now is give this a bit of a clean up here, just with some soapy water actually, because I don't want to get any silicones or anything on this area here which we're going to paint. This gaffer tape here is just for keeping the water out. So if you can see there, I'll take this rubber off as well, I think. If I can get that off. Is that going to come off? Yeah, just some clips. And that should just slide up. And then we can get that out of the way and we can treat this rust. Grind it all back and treat it. Epoxy prime it and fill it if we have to. And then I want to try and just keep the actual repair to this area here local. I don't want to actually go into the whole door. Really, I should lacquer the whole door. But I'm going to try and keep the actual repair as local as possible, and I'm going to fade the colour through, just through here, so the actual shadow of the mirror should hide the actual repair a little bit. I have painted one of the mirrors on the other side because that needed doing, all the paint was coming off, and the colour match is probably about 3 shades out. So I'm going to have to do this mirror as well to match, and try and keep the colour down as much as possible here, try and keep as less colour as I can. But we'll cross that bridge when we've got the planks. We've got to actually get all this prepped and ready for paint and repair first. This split here, I'm not sure why that's there, unless that's actually just split, but it's too neat and too tidy for a actual panel. So it looks like it's actually been, actual repairs actually split, so I may put some epoxy in there, I think, just to seal that up, or I may even just put some panel bond in there, something like that, just to stop it from getting any worse, getting any water in it, and try and get something behind it as well, try and keep it watertight as possible. So I thought I'd just show you the actual mirror I've painted. As you can see, the colour on camera doesn't actually look too bad, but you can see through from here to here, it's probably a couple of shades out. This is a mixed aerosol. I'll show you the actual tin later when we paint the door, but you can't really complain of that. It's not too bad, it's a lot better than it was. The paint's not missing off it now. I will do the other mirror as well to match, and then it'll look less obvious, I think. But yeah, it's alright. So I'm going to start getting the rust off just with this little roll lock here, just try and keep it as local as possible, and then we'll treat the rust again. Hope you can hear me above the wind noise. It's a lovely day, but it's a really cold wind today. I've actually wire brushed this and got as much rust out as I can as well, and I put the rubber back on because I wanted the window closed, but I've got underneath there as well. So what I'll do when I mask this up, I'll just tape that back, so I don't want any overspray or anything going on the interior or anything. And now I'll be converting the lovely rust with some Zep rust converter. It's not the best one in the world, but it's pretty aggressive, so it's quite good. The white balance right, focus. Well, spilt it on the car, it'll come off in a minute. So I'm just going to put a nice liberal amount on there, get up under there as well, get into that little split. There's a little bit up here as well on the actual, under the actual trim. I'm going to clean all this as well and give it a chance to clean all the glass properly. Really once all taking all apart and the entire door doing really, which I'll probably do at some point when I respray the entire car. But as this is still a semi-daily driver, it's not something that's on the cards at the moment. There we go. Right, I'll leave that to soak. I think you have to leave that for a good 4 or 5 hours for it to go black. Then we'll give it a light key up and we'll put a tiny bit of epoxy over the top. I'll wipe that off as well. So it's turning black nicely, converting the rust. I have read on the actual instructions it's got to be left for 72 hours before I can actually paint it, which I didn't do on the boot, to be honest. But I think I will here, just in case I do have any bubbling or... is it focusing? No, focus? There we go. Just in case I get any bubbling or paint reactions. But what I'm going to do actually while I'm here is just clean up the actual glass and the paintwork along the top just with some glass cleaner. It's just standard glass cleaner in my Jack Daniels bottle, just to make it look a little bit neater and tidier. And I think I will clean the actual weather strip up as well, just so it's all nice and clean underneath and free from any dirt. I need to give a bit of a scrub there to get rid of all that. So it does annoy me when I wash the car and you can see that on the inside. It's right behind the strip, so this should make it look a lot neater. See if I can get all the way down there as well. Probably get a brush in there as well, I think. Clean it up as best I can. But I will have to leave that rust converter for today, so I shall catch up with you probably in 72 hours or so. So while I'm waiting for the actual rust killer to dry, I'm actually messing about with the Nissan. You may have seen on other videos it wouldn't start, and I thought it was the actual starter motor. So I thought I'd just quickly swap the batteries from the Celica onto this and fired straight up. So the battery is obviously faulty and it's on its way out. So, which is a bit of a Brucey bonus really, because starter motors for these engines now are pretty rare, and I suppose you could probably get one rebuilt, I suppose. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. So just got to get a new battery now, which is going to be about 50-60 quid I think, instead of a new starter motor, which is about 200 quid. Right, it's about 72, maybe more, hours later, and this has dried really nice. It's just flaking off where the actual paint is. So it hasn't keyed up and it's only bonded to the actual rust, which is good. So what I'm going to do now is give it a very light, I'm going to give it a very light sand, just with this 180, just to key it up, make sure it's going to have good adhesion for the epoxy primer. And then I'll epoxy it with HP Body Pro 981 epoxy primer grey. It's a 1K, so it's pretty good. I'll just basically dust it in around this area here. I'll mask it off, dust it in this area here, pull the rubber out of the way, try and get behind there as well, give it a nice coat of epoxy, and then we'll let that dry. Right, that's just one very light coat of epoxy. Masked it up very, very roughly. Shouldn't really be doing it outside in the driveway, but needs must when the devil drives. So what I'm going to do now is let that dry, then I'll give it another flat over, and then I'll give another coat of epoxy, let that settle in, and maybe just put a tiny bit of filler in this area here, and then I'll do some more primer on top, and then flat it, get ready for the silver and the clear coat. Right, the primer's dried nicely now. I'm just going over a little bit of 800 wet and dry just to prep the area for the base coat. Particularly in silver, I like to go for a 800 finish if I can, just to hide any scratch marks. Most of you are not going to see anyway, colour's only going to be there. This is all going to be under the mirror, and then the rest will be clear to about here. So you're hardly going to see any colour at all being well. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is remask this area, and I'm going to just dust a little bit of the actual silver on, see how that looks. This bit here I'm going to seal up with some seam sealer, just the PU version, just to stop actually water getting on behind that, and I do it from underneath as well because the trim actually sits to that edge there, so I don't want to put too much filler on and then raise the actual trim up. So hopefully should be okay. Right, the silver's on and the colour match is a couple of shades out, you can see there, but hopefully the mirror will actually guide that. I'm going to actually fade this back a little bit, I think. Sorry to come off camera. I'm going to fade this back a little bit. That's the make of the actual paint I got online. Is about £20 for the actual paint. It's a 1E7 Toyota Silver, of course, silver streak. It's not bad, it's just not a brilliant match, but silver's a pain to match anyway, so really he wants the entire door painting really, but that'll be something that's going to be probably a few years down the road. I'll do a full repaint on it, I think. I've got to restore it all underneath anyway, so it's becoming like I said before, a bit of a rolling restoration, but yeah, it'll be okay. I think once this is dry I'll be able to just pull that little back a bit and then put the clear on, and I think we'll just go with that. Right, the lacquer I'm going to be using is this Vasalac. It's a scratch resistant water clear lacquer. It's pretty good. 2:1 mixed ratio with the relevant hardener. I've had this for a long time now. I only use it for smart repairs and things like that because it's quite fast air drying, which is really nice. It's a fast air dry low bake activator, so it'll be dry within, or touch dry within 45 minutes or so. So I'm probably going to be mixing up probably 25ml or so, something like that, because I've got the mirror to do as well. I've already done one mirror, so I'm going to do the other mirror as well, just to make them match, because the colour, like I said, the colour is slightly off, so at least they'll match. So I'm only going to mix up a tiny bit, and then I'm going to put it in my little old mini jet, the old thing on the bottom. It's going to be spraying outside, so it's going to be really low air pressure. I won't film it as I'm painting it because I don't want to get any overspray on my camera and ruin my camera, because lacquer's great from knackering camera lenses up, so I won't be doing that. But I'll show you what I've done afterwards. Well, that was fun. My mini jet just basically exploded. I think the seals have all gone. So I've stripped it all down. I'm going to actually see if I can clean it up and replace the seals in the actual air cap, because I think that's what's gone there. It still goes onto the actual locking nut, but I think this seal's gone here. Anyway, I used my GTI in the end and sprayed the mirror and the door. The mirror has come out lovely, really nice and glossy, nice deep shine. There's 2 coats on there, that's all it's getting. But the door, you can see the paint edge there, which I'm not happy about at all. So I think I'm going to wait till it dries, and I'm going to flat all this back off. Got a nice run there as well. Look, let's get that out. It's under the mirror anyway, but let's get it out. It's the wrong weather and it should be indoors. It's too cold now, so I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to strip it all off, put the mirror back on for now, and then when it's warmer weather in summer, I'm going to flat this all back. It may even polish back to here where the actual repair is. Maybe I have to just buff that back with my rotary polish and some 3M and just fade that back. So I may even attempt that, but for now, that, if it wasn't for the colour difference, I don't think it would be too bad a repair, but that fade in there is just awful. So I'm pretty disappointed with it really, but we'll see when it's all built up. We'll have a look. Right, so I'm a little bit peed off, but it's to be expected really in cold weather, trying to paint, and the colour match was terrible with silver. I should have, in hindsight, I should have done a very more repair and done it with the actual airbrush, I think would have been a lot easier and got a really small, you know, tiny bit of silver on. I may even do that in spring when it's a lot warmer. I can just get the airbrush and then just gently just put some colour on there and then put the clear over the top. So I may even just flat all that back and cut it back. But it might be okay when the mirror's on there. We'll have a look and put the mirror on and see if there's a shadow across there at all. But it's been a bit stressful for me today. I should be more patient. I'm not patient. I always want to rush through things and get things done as quick as I can, and I shouldn't be really. I think it's my old mentality when I was in the paint shop. You just got to get jobs in and out, in and out, in and out, and I just try and rush through things, and I've got to try and slow down. I'm in my own workshop now. I can take my time. I can just ease into jobs and do it that way, but I don't. So if you've liked this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Stay tuned for more content, and I'll see you in the next video.